For this day 20, which I'm actually doing on day 24 because I have not been keeping up well because of life and every other such thing. So I'm going to bang them out while nobody else is in the office. I'm going to talk about the Morrigan and the real talk that she gives. To me anyway, and I've also heard others talk about this. The Morrigan is not a lead you by the hand goddess. She's a lead you by the trail of carnage goddess. So basically she is there when the shit goes down. She's there when everything is terrible, your life is in waste, and she's the one to pick you back up, but not in a, oh honey, sweetie. It's no, pull yourself up. You got this. You're capable of this. You can handle this. You are a child of the Morrigan. You are a daughter of the Morrigan. You are a goddess. You are a warrior. You are a witch. Get your shit together and make your life work. So what I really want to kind of mention in this one is the real talk that she gives to me. She talks to me the way I would talk to one of my friends, the way my friends would talk to me. As I've said before, she called me a motherfucker in the very first dream that I had when she identified herself. She knows that she has to know that that's what I call people when I'm trying to pick them up, call them a badass, you know, whatever. Because badass isn't strong enough sometimes for what some people have gone through. And, you know, you need to give them an idea, a visual in their head as to what they're capable of. Not necessarily fucking a mother, you know what I mean. But in the colloquial way that we use the term motherfucker. You are a motherfucker. You can fuck something up. I always think of Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson's use of the word motherfucker as it is everything. It's a noun, it's a verb, it's an adjective, it's an adverb, it's everything that you can think of. And I am also told that when I have had a few adult beverages that it's every other word out of my mouth, which is fine. I don't care. As long as my kids aren't around. I don't like to cuss a lot in front of my kids, even though it happens. Because you know, you stub your toe, nothing you can do about that. It just comes out. If I stub my toe, I'm not saying sugar. It's not happening. So she does talk to me in a way that is, some people would think is abusive if they didn't hear it in the right context. I'm super sarcastic and I can be super snarky. And she talks to me in that way. Oh, what are you really just going to just cry? Is that really all you're going to do? Get it out of your system and then do something about it. Is kind of the way that she would help me get through some stuff. When I was not able to go back to my teaching job that I talked about in my last video, I was devastated. I loved that job and I didn't want to do anything else. And she's like, seriously? Your goal in life is to teach at a community college? I don't think so. Work it out. Apply for some jobs. Figure it out. Get your thesis published by someone other than your college and get your name recognized. And so I did, you know, whatever. It's not even in a serious place that it was published, so. Still so tired from roller derby. Sorry about the yawning. Anyway, so I want people who think they might be being called by the Morrigan to understand that you may not get the fairy queen. You may not get the winged goddess full of sparkling light. You may wake up or not wake up, but you may have a dream being in the middle of a battle and you're terrified. And some lady talks to you, old, young, man, woman, crow, wolf, horse, heifer, whatever, eel, whatever, however form she decides to come to you in. Might be in a battle. It might be after a car accident. I've had dreams after my brother passed away in a car accident over 10 years ago. And I still have dreams about the accident. And I wasn't in it, but I drove by it on my way home from work, which was very upsetting to think that I was bitching about the traffic of my brother's accident when he and his girlfriend and best friend all died. So I have dreams about the accident. Like, I feel like I can see it the way that the police report described it. I feel like I can see it, the car going end over end over end over end, several times, people being ejected, all that stuff. I feel like I can see that in dreams, and I'm there and I can't do anything about it. And it's a grief dream. It definitely is. It's a remembrance dream. It's something, if maybe I'm missing him or feeling unattached to him, unattached to death. I see my grandmother in dreams a lot. And like I said, I've said before that she was super psychic. She didn't say anything, and I want to hug her and I want to say, hey, Nana, whatever, but I'm not allowed to. So I guess it's just kind of reaffirming kind of a death state for me. We always talk about, you know, in the Morrigan, Joey Morris, I know, I sound like I'm obsessed with her, kind of am, about tiny deaths. So grief is a process, whether it takes 10 months or 10 years. And it's something that I don't ever want to forget my brother or either of my grandmothers or friends that I've lost over the years. And so the tiny deaths, you can still kind of, even the big deaths, like the death of a person that you care about, you have to relive the tiny deaths to get through the grieving process, I think. And so I think that's what those dreams are for me. And always by the end of the dream, I've seen a random lady with long black dreaded looking hair. Sometimes she's dressed in like regular people clothes, and it's kind of weird. In the dream about my brother's accident, she still has all of the tattoos and jewelry and scar and things like that she has when she appears to me in like her most true form for me. She is wearing like an EMT uniform. It's kind of like when you were a kid and you saw your teacher in Target, you know, for the first time, you're like, I didn't know they owned shorts, you know, kind of thing. It's kind of like that, but it's also kind of reassuring to feel like even though she's not in her traditional like armor garb, she's still there for me in a way that's more modern. It makes me feel like the myth is not just the myth. The myth is not dead. The Morrigan is alive and well in my life and the lives of all of her followers and you know, enemies. So whatever you are to her. So she comes to me in those kind of ways. It's rough. It is rough to wake up crying in the middle of the night because of a dream that wasn't even real. It's rough to be in meditation and be told to stop being a little bitch. You're a motherfucker. You can do this. When all you want to do is lay on the floor in fetal position and like not talk to people and whatever. It's hard, but it's worth it. And if anything, it goes back to my last video about personal sovereignty. It makes you be your own person. It makes you have your own feelings. It makes you be in the emotion. It makes you be in the moment. And she makes you feel the feelings that you might otherwise be like, nah. And just kind of, and I did that for so long. I did that for a decade. My first 10 years of being married, when I lost all the people that I just said, my brother, my two grandmothers, I just kind of like, nope. And so now I'm sort of dealing with it, and I feel some shadow work in my future just to get a little deeper and get to where I feel I'm not going to have to cry about it just randomly on a fucking Friday for no reason. So basically, I don't want anyone to dismiss the Morrigan because she's a gruff talker. I don't want anyone to dismiss the Morrigan because she puts things in your head that you don't want to see but you need to see, like remembering bad things or thinking about bad things, talking about them. And I definitely appreciate the realness. I appreciate the real talk from the Morrigan and not beating around the bush, because so many people in real life, they don't know what to say. They don't know how to say they're sorry. They don't know how to say you're going to be okay without babying you. And that's something that I can't handle. I can't handle a compliment, and I can't handle somebody babying me. Even when I was in the hospital giving birth to my kids, I didn't want anything to do with anybody babying me. I was like, please, someone just tell me when to push. Please, someone just tell me when to breathe. You know, so I didn't want the nurses like wiping my face. I didn't want it. I mean, I wanted my husband and my mom on either side, but that's so I didn't, you know, holding my hand. So because I didn't want to punch the doctor in the head, because that was my fear, that I was going to kick or hurt the doctor in some way. So anyway, whole nother story. But yeah, Morrigan is a real talk goddess. Morrigan is an in your face, when you need it goddess, and she steps back when you've got it. You may get that pat on the back, attaboy, once you've really been a motherfucker, but she's going to step back when she knows you've got it. When you can handle it in the mundane world, when you can handle it in the magical world on your own by just an oil or something, an oil or a charm or whatever it is that you can do. I mean, you invoke her power, obviously, but when she doesn't need to boost you so much that it's holding you up, she'll let you be. She'll let you do your thing. And that's what I want to say, that Morrigan is a real talk goddess, and that's just kind of my spin and how she talks to me.